Welcome to Dadograms. I'm Jason M. Garrett, and as we approach the 4th of July, I want to talk to you about something simple but powerful: how to show respect during the National Anthem. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the moment when you're at a ball game or a race or an air show or school event, and they start playing the Star-Spangled Banner. And what happens? Well, most people do the right thing, but others, they keep talking or scrolling or laughing or wandering around like they don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe you've seen it. And maybe if you're being honest, you've done it. So let's fix that today. Let's teach what's right and why it matters. Because if we can't give 90 seconds to stand in unity, what makes us think that we'll show up when something really hard is asked of us? Now, I've stood for the National Anthem on flight decks in the freezing rain and on the flight lines in 110-degree heat, and during memorial services for friends and family members that I will never see again. And I've also sat in stadiums surrounded by Americans who had no clue what they were doing. Whether they were intentionally disrespectful, indifferent, or just plain unaware, it's kind of hard to say. But in a country where millions have served defending the flag, and if you add it all up, over 1 million have died defending it, I didn't know isn't good enough. And in case you think I'm singling out civilians who have never served here, nope. I've seen our own military members acting indifferent during the National Anthem. Here's a moment I will never forget. Years ago, I was in the Navy, and I was at a squadron studying before a flight early in the morning. I was outside at a picnic table right beside the front entrance, and there were about 5 Americans out there. Me, 2 or 3 other students, and a couple of instructor pilots. There were also 5 Saudi Arabian flight students out there as well, because we do a lot of training with the Saudis. Suddenly, attention rang out on the base. That's your last moment warning that the National Anthem is about to start playing and they're going to be raising the flag on a military base. As soon as that bugle call went out, all the American officers turned and went inside, leaving me and 5 Saudi Arabian students there. We all stood up, we all came to attention, we all saluted, and we all stood that way until the National Anthem was complete. Me and 5 Saudi students. That was it. All the other Americans had gone in. Let that sink in. It was me and 5 foreign officers saluting the U.S. flag while my fellow Americans ducked inside. That moment has never left me. So this datagram is to help everyone, okay? Here's what respect looks like. The standard isn't political. It's built on the U.S. flag code, military custom, and plain old respect. If you're a civilian when the anthem starts playing, stand up, remove your hat, face the flag or the music if you can't see the flag, place your right hand over your heart, stay silent and still until the music ends. Don't be scrolling or dancing or talking. You can sing though, that's always a nice touch. Sing along to the National Anthem, I mean. And that's it. 90 seconds, and it doesn't matter who else does. You do it. You lead by example. For you military folks out there, if you're in civvies, it's the same as for civilians. If you're in uniform though, face the flag or the music, stay covered, stand at attention, salute if the flag is visible. And oh, by the way, if you're driving on base about the time morning or evening colors should be played and all of a sudden you see cars stopping all over the place, stop. That's how you show respect on a military base. I actually did not know that as a brand new ensign. I can remember one of the very first days I was driving along the base, coming in the gate at about 8 o'clock in the morning. All these stupid cars were stopped everywhere, and I'm swerving through, and I just kept driving on my way to wherever I was going. Next thing you know, I get pulled over by a very scary and stern, high-ranking individual who then told me how to properly show respect in a car on a military base during colors. I didn't know. They apparently didn't teach me that in ROTC, but I sure got it figured out pretty quick after that. So, an amusing side story. If you're on base and other cars are stopping, stop. And if you're a first responder in uniform, stand at attention, optional salute. Some departments encourage it. If you're out of uniform, follow the civilian protocol. Easy, huh? So, that's what you do. But why? Why does this matter? Well, we live in a culture that's all obsessed by this whole you do you and I'll do me concept. But the mindset doesn't work in moments of shared reverence. The anthem isn't just background music. It's not just a performance. It's a ceremony, a test of unity. Even if you don't love everything going on in your country, I mean, who the hell does right now, you still benefit from the freedoms others fought to protect. Standing for the anthem doesn't mean blind loyalty. It means gratitude for sacrifice. It means honoring the people who died so you could disagree in peace. Just a few weeks ago, my family and I were at a 5K race, and when the anthem played, the crowd fell silent. Thousands faced the flag. Many quietly sang along. But one family, still laughing, talking, roughhousing, and even mocking the music, distracting everyone around them, including me. Now, this was not a college campus. This was Pensacola, Florida, the cradle of naval aviation. Half the people there had ties to the military, and yes, the disrespect got noticed, and is in part what inspired this Dadogram. I'm still trying to replay it in my mind and try to figure out if it was just ignorance, was it intentional, maybe they were foreign. Either way, it was distracting and downright irritating. So let's clear up a few excuses that you may have. Some may argue that you don't have to stand because you have rights. Well, you do. But rights come with responsibilities. If you sit, you make sure you're doing it for a reason that you'd be proud to explain, because someone like me is likely going to come right up to you and ask you why you weren't standing. And if you think it's just a song, well, you're wrong. It's our song, written by a man watching bombs light up the sky over Fort McHenry, praying that the flag would still be there in the morning light. And if you ever look around and see no one else is standing, that's another one I hear all the time, do what I always say. Lead by example. Stand and do the right thing, and others will follow. That's what real leaders do. So a final thought. The next time you hear, "Oh, say, can you see?" I want you to stand up, face the flag, quiet your soul, and lead those around you to do the same. Because if we lose the ability to stand together, we may eventually fall apart. Thank you for listening to this Dadogram. Until next time, stay safe and have a wonderful 4th of July. Happy birthday, America.